We'll be beginning practice on our backs. You'll need 2 Franklin Method balls, 2 yoga blocks, a yoga blanket, and a strap. So come on down to your back and take your 2 Franklin Method balls and place them underneath your pelvis. So one on each pelvic bone. Press with your feet. Once you're down, lift your hips up and place the balls underneath your pelvis. Turn your palms open to the sky. Allow the weight of your pelvis to sink into the balls. Let your shoulder girdle just expand across the mat so that you're weighting evenly into each scapula and each arm. Become aware of your breath. We'll be working on this area of our pelvis as a focal point, as a place where energy comes into the pelvis and energy radiates out from the pelvis. Anatomically, our pelvis has a lot of roles, a lot of jobs. Our pelvis holds our vital organs. It transmits weight from above down through the earth. It's the power center of our body. Take a couple more breaths here, just allowing your weight to sink into the balls evenly on both sides. And place your hands at your heart, offering gratitude for this connection to our place of power in our body, the focal point of our pelvis. And then release your hands and open your eyes. Draw your right knee into your chest. You can use a hand and hug it in. Place your right foot down on the ground, and we'll just keep doing that. We'll just keep switching knee to chest. Whether or not you bring the foot in and grab with your hand is up to you. You could just pick the leg up on its own. If it feels good to add an extra little hug with your hand, add it. It's up to you. So this is big marching, right? Single leg marching. One more on each leg. Keep your left foot on the ground. Draw your right knee into your chest. Stretch your right leg up to the sky. And then with your right leg long to the sky, point and flex out of your right ankle. Make an ankle circle. Go the other way. And then keep your right leg long, including the extra extension of ankle extension. So you've stayed in a pointed foot. Lower your right leg down towards the earth. In breath, raise your right leg up. And we'll keep that going 2 or 3 more times. So breathing with the movement. After this next one, keep your right leg in the air, and we'll just change the ankle position to a flex. Now keeping the ankle flexed, foot flexed, lower lift your right leg up and down. Breathe with the movement. One more time. And now fold your right knee, return your right foot to the ground. Stand on your right foot, draw your left knee towards your chest, stretch your left leg up, point and flex out of your left ankle. After the next one, keep the point at the left ankle, reach long from your pelvis to your toes to lower lift your left leg. One more time. As your leg comes up above you, flex at the left ankle, keeping a strong flexed foot, continue the movement of a lower lift. So left leg lifting and lowering. A couple more. Finish on the next one. Fold your left knee, put your left foot on the ground. Draw your right knee into your chest. Stretch your right leg up. Lower your right leg to the ground with your right leg close to the ground but not resting on it. Bend your right knee so that your right foot skims across the earth. Stretch your right leg up to the sky. Lower your right leg down. Skim your right leg across the earth. Draw your right knee towards your chest. Stretch your right leg up. Long right leg lowers. Right leg folds, skims to the earth. Stretch it long to the sky. Stay here for a moment. Let's just reverse the direction of the movement. So now bend your right knee. Slide your right foot across the earth to extend your leg close to the ground. Stretching your right leg long from pelvis to foot, reach your right leg up towards the ceiling. Fold your right leg. Skim your right foot across the earth to stretch your right leg long and low to the earth. Reach out from your pelvis to your toes to extend your leg up to the ceiling with a long leg. 2 more times. Keep your breath flowing with it. After this next one, when you fold your right knee, just put your right foot on the ground. Breathe. Stretch your left leg out. Raise your left leg up to the sky. On your next breath, lower your long left leg down to the earth. Skim your left foot across the earth to fold your left knee. And then as your knee comes towards your chest, stretch your left leg up to the sky. With a long left leg, reach from your pelvis to your toes to lower your left leg to the ground. Skim your left foot across the earth to bring your knee towards your chest, leg folds. Keep that going. Long leg lower. Folded leg returns to the pelvis. Reach out from pelvis to foot. Draw in from foot to pelvis. One more time in this direction of creating the movement. And then the next time your left leg is long to the sky, let's reverse it. So fold your left knee. Skim your left foot across the earth to lengthen your leg low to the ground. With a long left leg, lift your leg up to the sky and keep that going. So lengthen, low to the ground, arcing long leg up to the sky. Keep breathing as you press down through your arms and keep the movement going. Soft face. One more time. And the next time your left leg is up in the air, fold your left leg, put your left foot on the ground. Stand on your left foot, cross your right leg over into figure 4. Spread all your toes, draw your left knee towards your chest. So you're in figure 4 with your knees coming towards your chest. On your next breath, put your left foot on the ground. Do that 2 more times. So left knee's just coming towards the chest. Yep. And then left foot on the ground. Keep your figure 4 shape. Here's your last one. Left foot down on the ground, uncross the right, cross over the left. Spread your toes. Draw your right knee into your chest. So figure 4, second side. Knee towards chest. Yep. Keep the figure 4 moving to and from your chest. One more. The next time your right foot's on the ground, uncross your left. All right, take both feet, they're now on the ground. Walk your left foot just a little bit away from your pelvis. So your left heel is still lining up with your sitting bone. You've just stepped your left foot forward a little bit to make more space between your left heel and your left sitting bone. Take your right foot now and slide it into that space between your left heel and your left sitting bone. So you've thread the needle with your right leg. Your right leg is threading underneath your left knee. Allow your right knee to fall to the earth. You're going to end up feeling a little bit more weighted on the right side of your pelvis. Spread your toes and reach from your pelvis on the right side through the right hip crease to your right knee, increasing hip extension on the right. Breathe. On your next breath, slide your right leg out from underneath your left. Stand on your right foot, stand on your left. And now walk your right foot just a little bit forward away from your pelvis so that you increase the space between your right heel and your right sitting bone. Take your left foot, slide it underneath your right knee. You're threading the needle with your left leg. Your left leg has threaded underneath your right knee. And now allow the weight to be a little bit heavier on the left ball. Shoulders relaxed, eyes soft. Increase the reach now from your pelvis to your left knee. From your pelvis to your left knee. Allow that line to grow longer and open. Breathe. Breathe into the line, the length that you've created. So you're breathing into the left side of the pelvis through the hip extension. Push with your right foot, and on a breath, slide your left leg out from underneath your right. Stand on your left foot. Push with your feet. Lift your pelvis up. Take the balls out. Rest your pelvis down and feel. Feel the pelvis on the ground. All right. Pick a side to roll to and come into all fours position, hands and knees. In hands and knees, the pelvis is still the focal point. It's the lowest anatomical center to the earth. Stretch your right leg back from pelvis to foot. Pick your right leg up, extend your left arm forward. Breathe. Left hand to mat, right knee folds. Step your left leg back, toes tucked. From the pelvis to your left foot, reach. Lift your left leg up, extend your right arm forward. Breathe. Right hand down, left knee down. Keeping your hands underneath your shoulder girdle, knees beneath your pelvis. Round your spine like a cat. Bring your head and torso and spine to neutral. Round like a cat again. Push strongly with your hands. Press with the tops of your feet. 2 more times. Exhaling into cat. Inhale to neutral. Once more. Staying on your left knee, step your right leg back long. Pull now from the arch of your foot into your pelvis to lift your right leg up. Stretch your left arm forward and in the air. On an exhale, round your spine like a cat. In breath, extend back out. Keep it going. 2 more times. Forehead, knee, elbow, all come together when you round like a cat. Finish on this next one. Return to all fours position. Breathe. Right hand placed well. Right knee placed well. Breathe. Left leg steps back. From the arch of your left foot into the core of your pelvis, pull your left leg in, like you're drawing it into your body. Stretch your right arm out. Float your left leg up and add cat now to it. Round your spine, forehead to knee, knee to forehead. In breath, extend everything out. Keep it going. 2 more. Really lift the belly, let the head and tail drop. Next time you're in extension of arm and leg, return your hand to the mat, fold your left leg. Walk your hand a handprint forward on each side, tuck your toes. Push with your hands and your feet, lift your pelvis up and back into down dog. And now from the bottom of your heart to your hands, push into the earth. From the bottom of your heart through your pelvis to your heels, reach into the earth. Continue to press your thigh bones back towards your hamstrings. It may require you to bend your knees a little bit to achieve that. Use an inhale to come forward to plank. And exhale to pike your pelvis up to down dog. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling to plank. Push with hands and feet, exhaling to dog. Once more. The next time you're in downward facing dog, stay there. Push with your hands, push with your left foot. Draw from the arch of your right foot to your pelvis. Draw your leg into the socket. Draw it in so much that your right leg lifts off the ground. Not by hiking your hip. So you didn't hike your right hip up. You drew the leg in to the body, towards the pelvis. And then raise your right leg up in the air. 3-legged dog. From your pelvis to your right foot, return your right foot to the ground. Stand on your right foot, push with your hands. And now weight shift into your right foot. To lift your left leg up, draw from your foot to your pelvis. You're actually pulling the leg into the body, keeping it long, but muscularly pulling it in. And that'll float the leg off the ground. And then you use your effort and energy to lift your leg up to the sky. 3-legged dog. Breathe. Push more with your hands. So from your heart, the bottom of your heart, which is the top of the respiratory diaphragm, extend through your upper torso, through your arms, through your hands, and push the earth. On your next breath, lower your left leg down. Bring your knees to the mat, back to all fours. All right, grab your yoga strap. Have a seat on your mat, and we're going back down on our back, so yoga strap. Returning to supine on the mat with your yoga strap. Place your yoga strap around the bottom of your right foot. I'm just moving the microphone case. All right, so yoga strap around the bottom of the right foot. Rest your triceps on the ground. Rudder your right foot. Stretch your left leg out. Press down through your left heel as you spread all 10 toes. From the bottom of your foot to your pelvis, draw your right leg in. And that's what the yoga strap can help you do. It can help you pull the leg towards your torso. From your pelvis to your foot and into the yoga strap, push out. And that power to push out comes from the pelvis. Bring both straps together and then work your right hand as close to your right foot as you can get it. So work your hand all the way up towards your right foot. On an exhale, draw your left knee into your chest and give it a good hug in. Continue to equally weight both sides of your pelvis. Remember what that felt like laying on the balls, how to keep both sides of the pelvis weighted. And press your right thigh bone towards your hamstrings while you bring your right leg closer towards your chest. Right long leg coming in closer. The next option is just to peel your head, neck, and shoulders up so you're coming into a flexed spine. Breathe. Thigh bone to hamstrings. Lots of connections to the pelvis, right? The connections to the power center in our body, the focal point of the pelvis. It's coming in from the leg lines, the trunk. Breathe. Rest your head down. Return your left foot to the ground. Recalling the thread the needle that we did earlier on the Franklin balls. So imagine, right, you're on those balls again. You're going to slide your left foot to the right so that your left knee lays down. Left foot slides right. So it's like that thread the needle we did earlier on the Franklin balls. That's the shape the left leg is taking. Open your right leg out to the right. Continue to press your thigh bone towards your hamstrings. Keep drawing with your strong right arm, your whole right leg back into your pelvis while you reach out from your pelvis to your right foot. With your toes spread, reach a little bit more now from left side of the pelvis through left hip crease to left knee. So there's that hip extension that we practiced on the Franklin balls happening on the left side. Keep breathing as you work greater length from left side of the pelvis and the front body through the left quad, through the left knee. On an in-breath, bring everything back to center. Bring your left foot to standing on the ground, left knee to the ceiling. Switch hands on the strap. So reach your left hand up as high as it will go to hold both straps. Take your right arm out to a T. Bring your right leg just across the midline so that you're getting an outer hip stretch. Press your right thigh bone towards your hamstrings. Take your left knee now and bring it towards the midline so both legs are crisscrossing. In breath, everything back to center. Bend your right knee, stretch your right leg out long on the mat, left leg out. Rest your arms down by your side and just pause and feel. Fold both legs. Move the strap now to your left foot. With the strap wrapped around the bottom of your left foot, rest your triceps on the ground and spread your toes on both feet. Press your left thigh bone towards your hamstrings to stretch your left leg longer. Now use your hands to help draw the left leg into your pelvis. So the leg is returning to the focal point. From the focal point of your pelvis, out through your left leg to your foot, push back out. Keep those actions as you breathe. Bring both straps together and walk your left hand up the strap as high as it's able to go. Release your right hand from the strap. On an exhale, draw your right knee towards your chest. Keep hugging your right knee in with the strength of your right arm. Keep pressing the left thigh bone towards the hamstrings while using your left hand to draw your left leg into your pelvis, into the focal point. And also at the same time, use your power to go from your pelvis out through your leg into the strap and push the strap away. On an exhale, peel your head, neck, and shoulders up, coming into spinal flexion. You can take the whole shape closer together. So right knee could come in a little bit more, left leg could come closer. But more important, maintain the evenness of how you're laying on your back. So you're not listing to one side. You're staying centered. On your next breath, release your head down. Right foot returns to the ground. Keep holding the strap with your left hand and recalling the thread the needle from earlier in practice. So right foot slides underneath the left leg. So right foot sliding left, and what'll happen is the right knee will come towards the earth. Keep that, and now draw using your left hand. Draw your left foot towards your pelvis. Yep, using the straps, pull in. And now from your pelvis to your left foot, reach back out. On an in-breath, open your left leg to the left. Keep drawing the leg in using the strap. Left leg pulling into the pelvis. And from the pelvis through the core lines of the bones of the leg, reach back out into the yoga strap. Meanwhile, as you spread your toes on both feet, anchor down into the pinky toe edge of your right foot and extend from the core of the pelvis through the right hip crease to your right knee. Breathe. Keeping active and strong in the left leg, drawing in and reaching out from the pelvis. Raise your left leg back up. Return your right foot to the mat. Switch hands on the strap. So now your right hand holds both straps, left arm out to a T. Bring your left leg across the midline, and you just don't move it across. You're keeping those actions, the 3 actions that we've been working on, which is draw the leg in, use the strap, pull the leg towards the pelvis, right? Through the bones of the leg. Press your left thigh bone back and reach from your pelvis into the yoga strap through the lines of the leg. Crisscross your right leg now, so the right knee is crossing the midline as well. So both legs are crisscrossing each other. Another great inhale, another awesome exhale. And on your next breath cycle, both legs back to neutral. Fold your left leg, take your left leg out of the yoga strap and stretch both legs out on the mat and just feel. Draw your knees towards your chest, pick a side to roll to, and come up. Grab your blanket, grab your yoga blanket, and let's set it up in a, I've got it in a trifold. So it's trifolded and then folded in half from that trifold. So it's making something about the width of my pelvis. All right, once you have that blanket folded up, and you could always use a pillow. You could definitely use a pillow. You don't have to have a blanket. So with your yoga blanket at the center of your mat, bring your pelvis onto the blanket. So coming down onto your belly, put your pelvis on the blanket. Work your frontal hip bones to the back edge of the blanket. So the back edge of the blanket is the edge closest to your feet. Your frontal hip bones are the top bones of your pelvis. Right? Rest your head down and breathe, tops of the feet resting. On an exhale, bend your right knee. With your right knee bent, point and flex your right ankle. One more time, pointing and flexing out of the right ankle, and then stretch your right leg long. Bend your left knee. Keep reaching out through your right leg, and with your left knee bent, point and flex out of the left ankle. Next breath, extend your left leg long on the mat. Bend your right knee, push with your left hand to lift your torso up. Reach back with your right hand to take hold of your right foot. Spread your toes, flex at your right ankle, so you're in a quadricep stretch. There you go. All right, turn your belly back to the earth. So belly turns back to the earth. Keep your right elbow bent, look at the earth, keep the elbow on your right arm bent. Left elbow, left forearm's in a forearm plank, so push with it to help stabilize your torso. Keep pressing down with your left long leg. Use another breath and then release your right foot. Rest for a moment, lay down. Okay, right elbow underneath the shoulder girdle, right arm and forearm plank. Bend your left knee. Reach back with your left hand, take hold of your left foot. Spread your toes, turn your belly to face towards the earth. Breathe. Release your left foot, rest. Use your hands, push up into all fours. Move your blanket out of the way, or if you need the blanket for your knees for kneeling lunges, you can have the blanket, you just won't want it as thick as that. So blocks are coming to the middle of the mat, and then we'll move the blanket. If you need it, I'll just demonstrate it with the blanket, just in case. Sometimes it's nice to have for knees, for these kneeling lunges. All right, so blanket's about the middle of the mat, blocks are forward of the mat, kneel on the blanket. Step your right leg forward for a lunge. Flip that blanket over. I don't like the way I had it. There we go. All right. Okay. All right, so from your left foot to your pelvis, draw your left leg into your pelvis. From the arch of your right foot up into your pelvis, draw your right leg in. So both legs are pulling into the focal point, up and in through the leg lines. To lift up through the back leg, think about from the pelvis through the legs into the feet, reach out. So here we go. From the pelvis through the feet, reach out to lift the back leg up into the lunge. Breathe. Next, exhale, left knee to the mat. Step your right leg back to kneeling, both knees down, and we'll switch legs. Left leg forward, right leg back. Toes tucked under on your back foot. And then just pause here and breathe, because we're working on drawing energy from the feet into the pelvis. So this is a little different than just squeezing the legs together. I hope you're sensing that. It's not pull your back foot forward, it's not pull your back foot forward, pull your front foot back. It's not that. It's from the arch of your right foot through the bones of your right leg, pull your right leg into your pelvis. From the arch of your left foot through the bones of your left leg, pull your leg into your pelvis. And now to stretch out into a full lunge, it's from your pelvis through the bones of your legs, right? So from the pelvis, through the femur of the right leg, tibia, fibula of the right leg, into the arch of the foot. Reach from core of the pelvis, through the bones of the right leg, reach to lift the right leg up. There you go. Nice. Very nice. Couple more breaths. Right knee down, left knee underneath us. Okay, back to the first side, second variation. All right, so toes tucked on your back foot. Pull from the arch of your left foot, that's your back foot, to the core of the pelvis. Pull from your right foot up through the bones of the front leg, your right leg, into the core of your pelvis. Stretch from your pelvis through the lines of your legs to lengthen and come up into a tall lunge. Bring your right hand to your right hip crease. You can keep your left hand on your block and even work your block a little bit closer to your front leg. Spin your ribs towards your front leg. So left rib spinning to the right, while your right ribs turn to the back body. Take your right arm up. From your pelvis, through your legs, reach out. So what that'll mean is you will be pushing really strongly from your pelvis into your right heel. You'll be pressing strongly into your left foot, but the press comes from the power of the pelvis, right? Through the bones of the legs. On your exhale, right hand down, turn your ribs to the earth, left knee down, right knee back underneath you into a kneeling position. And let's switch sides. So left foot forward, lunge. Start with drawing into the focal point. The focal point for this pose is the pelvis. So from the back foot, the arch of your right foot, pull up into the pelvis. You can feel through the bones, you can feel coming in through the bones, a lift and a rise up into the pelvis. Left foot, arch of the foot, up into the pelvis, pull in. Now to stretch out into your lunge, go from the pelvis through the core lines of the body, through the bone marrow of the bones. Breathe, bring your left hand to your left hip crease. You can move your right block a little bit closer towards your left foot. Turn now on an exhale as you draw your left side of your pelvis down. Turn your right ribs to the left as your left ribs move towards the back of you. Left arm is an option to go up. And now from the core of your pelvis through your legs, expand more fully. Next breath, turn your belly and your ribs back to the earth. Both hands down, right knee down, left leg back underneath you to kneeling position. All right, kneeling, bring your hands to your pelvis. Yep. So kind of a weird one here in this kneeling position, right? From your feet, arches of your feet, into your pelvis, pull energy up. Yep, pull muscular energy up. From your pelvis through the lines of your legs down into your feet, press down. Use your hands to help draw the energy down from pelvis to feet to help anchor your feet. Squeeze your elbows towards one another as you lift up through your sternum. So we're moving into camel pose, right? Keep drawing your tail down. Drawing the tail down is helping you anchor the pelvis through organic extension out through the feet. So it's not just pelvis down, it's down and following the lines of the legs, all the way out through the tops of the feet. Continue to lift up through your heart. Breathe. Allow the sides of your neck, the tips of your ears, the base of your skull to cascade back. Heart lifting, tail descending. Press with your feet, in breath and rise, and release your arms. All right, working on a half camel, so we'll be reaching back for a foot. It's really not even about getting that foot for the camel pose. It's about the focal point, all right? So whether or not your hand gets your foot, we don't really care. Work on the lines and the energetic lines of the legs to and from the pelvis. All right, bring your hands to your pelvis again. Lift up through your heart. Move the head of your arm bones back as you bring your elbows together. Now let's strongly work the legs with the actions we've been practicing. From the arches of your feet through the bones of your legs, right? So I know you've got a good picture of what your tibia looks like and your fibula and your femur. You've touched those bones. You've rotated them. You know they're three-dimensional, right? Move the energy from the foot into the pelvis. So you're drawing in through that curvy linear movement. And now from your pelvis down through the bones, the femur, the tibia, the fibula, down into the tops of the feet, anchor down. Keep lifting your heart up as your tail goes down. From your pelvis through your right arm, raise your right arm up to the sky. You can make a back circle and reach your right hand towards your right foot. Maybe it'll catch it, maybe it won't. It's okay. Right arm back up to the sky. Right hand to the pelvis. All right, second side. Breathe. Start in the feet, start with what we're working on, which is the focal point of the pelvis. We're adding it to camel pose, right? Ustrasana. Breathe. Arches of the feet through the tibia and fibula, through the femur. You know those bones, you've held them, you've rotated them. You know their dimensions, that they've got spirals in them, right? So this energy coming up into the pelvis is spiraling up. Draw your elbows together, lift your heart, draw your tail down. Tail down, heart lifts. And now from your pelvis, down through the bones of your legs to the tops of your feet, send the energy spiraling down through the bones. On an in-breath, the option is to raise the left arm up, heart lifting, tail down, leg energy spiraling down into the tops of the feet. You can take your left hand to reach for your left foot while you keep lifting up your heart, head of the arm bones back, sides of the neck back, tips of the ears back. Breathe. Left arm reaches up to come out. Woohoo! All right, let's go for both. It's not about getting both feet. For today's practice, it's about the focal point of the pelvis in this shape, in this energetic form, and the ability to pull strongly in through the legs, the center lines of the legs, which we're talking about is the bone marrow, and you know there's this whole spiraling thing going on with the actual bone construction. And then also your ability to take that same energy out of the pelvis and out through the foot. Right? Whether or not you get both feet, don't make it about that. Stay with the teaching of the legs and the pelvis. Okay, so here we go. Hands to the pelvis, elbows back, head of the arm bones back, heart lifts. Use your hands to draw your tail down so your heart goes up. Now in your mind's eye, tops of the feet down, and then start pulling in through the arch of your foot. Remember how to seat the femur through the arch of the foot, like your fingers being sucked in through the arch of the foot. That's an old one, but you know it. So you're pulling up and in through the center line of the legs. Now reach down from pelvis through the legs to the tops of the feet. Keep the heart lifting up as the tail descends and you curl back. You decide how much you curl back and then go for the feet. One arm at a time, maybe both. Heart lifting, more important right now, back to the actions of the legs. Pull from arches of the feet up into the pelvis. Reach from pelvis down the bones into the feet and let the feet spread out. Hands to the pelvis. Heart lifts, head to neutral. Woohoo! All right. Hands to the blocks. Move them forward so you're like in an all fours with blocks. All fours with blocks. Step your right leg out into the side plane. So you're in a variation of gate pose, Padaghustasana. You're on the big toe edge of your right foot. Bring your left hand down to the earth. Bring your right hand to your pelvis. Spin open towards your straight leg. Raise your top arm up to the sky. Right hand to pelvis. Right hand to block. Left hand to block. Right knee underneath you. Second side, stay kneeling on your right knee, hands on the blocks. Step your left leg out into the side plane. Bring your right hand to the earth. Spin open with your right ribs, left arm up to the sky. Breathe. Ribs to the earth, left hand to the block, right hand to the block, left knee underneath your pelvis. Right leg forward for a lunge. From the arch of your left foot to your pelvis, pull in. From your pelvis to your left foot, reach out to lift and lengthen your left leg up. Left knee to the mat, right knee underneath you, back to kneeling position. Hands still on the blocks, left leg forward. Second side lunge, right toes tuck under, Pull from the arch of your right foot into your pelvis. Stretch from your pelvis out through the lines of your right leg to lengthen your right leg up into the lunge. Breathe. Right knee down. Left knee underneath you. Blocks, move them off to the side. Take your blanket away. Hands to the mat. Forward of your shoulder girdle just a little bit. Toes tucked. Press your pelvis up and back into downward facing dog. Breathe. From the bottom of your heart, which is the top of your respiratory diaphragm, stretch to your pelvis, and then down from your pelvis into the earth. From the bottom of your heart, which is the top of your respiratory diaphragm, extend your torso through your armpits, through your arms, and push into the earth with your hands. On an exhale, bring your knees to the mat. Have a seat. Reach for your yoga strap. Hook both feet. With both feet with the yoga strap, legs together, squeezing. Bring your elbows back beside your torso. Line your ribs and shoulders on top of your pelvis, and then balance your head on top of all of that. So you're on top of your pelvis with your torso. There you go. Weight going straight down. All right, so the actions we've been working on through the leg lines to the pelvis, draw in. You're using your hands to help with that. Keep pressing your thigh bones towards your hamstrings, which means press them into the earth in this shape. Stretch from your pelvis out through the center line of your legs into the yoga strap. And then release. Let's bring the left leg up into Ustrasana. So left leg is coming up, left heel towards the groin. Left foot staying, pressing against the right inner thigh. Use your hands. Slide your elbows back next to your torso, so your elbows are staying in line with your trunk. Balance your ribs and your shoulders and your head on top of your pelvis. So the weight of your torso is coming straight down on the pelvis. You're not leaning forward or sideways in any way, straight down into the pelvis. Now with your right leg, use your hands, pull the right leg into the pelvis. And now from your pelvis, power out and reach back out through the leg. And release. Let's switch legs. Left leg out, right leg up into Ustrasana. Right foot touches the inner line of the left leg touches back. Draw your hands on the straps until your elbows come next to your torso. Align your torso on top of your pelvis. So the weight of your head is going straight down your spine. There's not like an angle forward or sideways. It's just straight down. Let the weight of your head move down through your spine and into your pelvis by balancing just right on top of you. Use your hands now and help draw your left leg in. So through the bone marrow, through the core line of the leg. And when you do that, you'll feel a change in the pelvis. It'll be very subtle and sweet. And then from your pelvis out through your left leg, push back out into the strap. Breathe. And release. All right, switch sides again. This time we'll add the forward fold to it. So right leg has the yoga strap, left leg coming up into Ustrasana. We'll keep it in this very boxy version, right? Boxy-ish version. We'll be aiming our hearts towards our right knee. But first, start with everything we just did. Elbows next to your body. Feel the weight of your head. Balance your head, your shoulders, your ribs on top of your pelvis. Draw your right leg into the body. The straps in your hands are helping do that. Now, from the power of your pelvis, reach back out through your right leg and push into the strap. Breathe, and on an exhale, forward fold. Elbows will flare out wide as you go down. Keep pressing your right thigh bone towards your hamstring. Inhale and come up. Switch legs. Left leg straight out in front of us, right leg into Ustrasana. Elbows beside your body, torso stacked. Breathe. Aiming your heart towards your left knee. Draw with your hands to help pull your left leg into the body. And you know you're going through the bones. Reach from your pelvis out through the bones of your legs and push the strap. On an exhale, hinge from your hip crease. Elbows will flare out wide. Heart towards left knee. Breathe. Keep pressing your left thigh bone towards your hamstrings. In breath and come up. All right, unhook the strap. Bring both knees into your chest and then just drop your head down like you're wearing a big hat and protecting your head from the sun. So knees to chest, head drop down. Breathe. On an inhale, lift your head. Release your hands. Find the center of your mat. Ease yourself down onto your mat. Draw both knees into your chest. And then stretch your legs out on the mat. Stretch your arms down beside you. Turn your palms open. With your eyes closed, sense the weight of your pelvis. Balancing the weight of the pelvis on both sides. Notice if it's easier and it just naturally was a little bit more balanced. Rest.